Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. रघुपति राघव राजा रामा 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 रघुपति राघव राजा रामा रघुपति राघव राजा रामा पतित पावन सीतारामा पतित पावन सीतारामा हरे हरे रामा हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे हरे रामा रामा कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे रामा हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे हरे वासुदेवं सुतं देवं वासुदेवं सुतं देवं वासुदेवं सुतं देवं हंसचारुर्मूर्तिं परमानंदम प्रेम के माने परमानंदम कृष्णं वंदे जगद्गुरु कृष्णं वंदे जगद्गुरु कृष्ण कृष्ण राम राम हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे
Again, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you as we are about to commence our spiritual journey. And in a very few moments, we'll be bringing in our Vyas Maharaj, but I will ask our Kirtan Mandali for one. I'll ask our Kirtan Mandali for one more bhajan as we go and coordinate his arrival. When Vyas Bhagwan is going to be coming through, I ask everyone, please, out of sheer respect and for the moment in his life, we all stand to welcome him. So just be prepared to stand. Those of you who can, I know there may be others who may be having a problem, and we totally respect that as well. So thank you, and in a few moments, we'll be with our Vyas Bhagwanji. And over now to our Mandali for the next bhajan. devotees, at this time we will now commence our evening's program. So I ask all of you, those of you who couldn't stand, please do stand. Please show that warm welcome at this auspicious moment. Before Ayush or Vyas Maharaj make his presence and his entry into the Mandir, we will now have the grandmother and others who will be bringing in the Mahabharata and replacing it in the Vyas Asana. So now I ask my loving mom and the other relatives if they can make their way into the Mandir with that sacred text of ours, that Mahabharata. And at this time, to lead us off in chants, I ask my Chachi Tej to take you in chanting.
बाके बिहारी लाल की, बाके बिहारी लाल की, बाके बिहारी लाल की। ओ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, 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 ओ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, 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 ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव।
ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सहस्रशीर्षं देवं विश्वाक्षं विश्वशम्भुवं विश्वं नारायणं देवमक्षरं परमं पदं विश्वतः परमान् नित्यं विश्वं नारायणगं हरिं विश्वमेवेदं पुरुषस्तद्विश्वमुपजीवति पतिं विश्वस्यात्मेश्वरगं शाश्वतगं शिवमच्युतं नारायणं महाज्ञेयं विश्वात्मानं परायणं नारायण परो ज्योतिरात्मा नारायणः परः नारायण परं ब्रह्म तत्त्वं नारायणः परः नारायण परो ध्याता ध्यानं नारायणः परः जगत् सर्वं दृश्यते श्रूयतेऽपि वा अन्तर्बहिश्च तत्सर्वं व्याप्य नारायण स्थितः सोक्षपरमस्वरात् ततगुं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात् रावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिघातु भेषजं षण्णो अस्तु द्विपदे शं चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ यश्छन्दसा मृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरि विष्णुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधा पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती दीनामवित्र्यवतु मेधा देवी जुषमाणान आगाद्विश्वाची भद्रा सुमनस्य माना त्वया जुष्टानुदमाना दुरुक्तान् बृहद्वदेम विदथे सुवीराः त्वया जुष्टऋषिर्भवति देवि त्वया ब्रह्मा गतश्री ऋतत्वया त्वया जुष्टश्चित्तं विन्दते वसुसानो जुषस्वद्रविनोटमेधे मेधां म इन्द्रो ददातु मेधां देवी सरस्वती मेधां मे अश्विनावुभावा दत्तां पुष्करस्रजा अप्सरासु च या मेधा गन्धर्वेषु च यन्मनः दैवीं मेधा सरस्वती सा मां मेधासुरभिर्जुषताक् स्वाहा आमां मेधासुरभिर्विश्वरूपा हिरण्यवर्णां जगतीं जगम्या ऊर्जस्वती पयसा पिन्वमानसा मां मेधासुप्रतीका जुषन्तां मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि अग्निस्तेजो ददातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजा मयि इन्द्रियं ददातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजा मयि सूर्यो भ्राजो ददातु
हंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंस प्रचोदयात् ओम राजाधिराजा यत्प्रसज्ञ साहिने नमो भजं वै श्रवणाय कुर्महे समे कामान् कामकामाय मह्यं कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो दधातु कुबेराज राजा महाराजा जनमः सुखी भव सर्वविद्यापारंग भव ओम नमोस्तु ते व्यास विशाल बुद्धे फुल्लारविंद यतपत्र नेत्र येन त्वया भारत तैल पूर्ण प्रज्वालितो ज्ञान व्यासं वसिष्ठनक्तारं तक्तये पौत्रशकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधे वासिष्ठाय अविकाराय शुद्धाय नित्याय परमात्मने सदेकरूपरूपाय विष्णवे प्रभजिष्णवे ॐ नमो नारायणाय श्रीगोविन्दाय नमः हरिः ओम् सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषः
विश्वतो वृत्वा अत्यतिष्ठद्दशाङ्गुलं पुरुष एवेदगं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यं तत्त्वस्येषा नः यदन्येनातिरोहति एतावानस्य महिमा अतोज्जायागिश्च पूरुषः पादोऽस्य विश्वभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि त्रिपादोर्ध्व उदैत्पुरुषः पादोऽस्येहा भवात् पुनः ततो व्यक्रामत् शासनानशने अभि तस्मात् विराड जायत जो अधिपुरुषः स जातो अत्यरिच्यत पश्चात् भूमिमतो पुरः यत्पुरुषेण हविषा देवा यज्ञमतन्वत वसन्तो अस्या शीघ्रजं ग्रीष्म इद्म शरद्रविः सप्तास्यासन् परिधयः त्रिसप्तसमिधः कृताः देवा यज्ञं तन्वानाः अबध्नन् पुरुषं पशुं तं यज्ञं बर्हिषि प्रोक्षन् पुरुषं जातमकृतः तेन देवा अयजन्ता साध्या ऋषयश्च ये यज्ञात् सर्वहुतः संवृतं वृषदाज्यं पशुगिश्चागिश्चक्रे वायव्यान् आरण्यान् ग्राम्याश्च ये
वक्षस्थले कौस्तुभं नाशाग्रे गजमौक्तिके करतरे वेणुकरे कङ्कणां सर्वांस्ते दरहरधरी सत्यं च कुन्ती सुतः गोपस्त्री परजायिते विजयते गोपाल चूडामणि श्रीव्यासाय नमः विष्णुस्वरूपाय नमः व्यासदेवाय नमः शन्नो मित्र
शं वरुणः शं नो त्वल्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायु त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि मामवतु तद्भक्तारवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्जयत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टवागं यस्तनूर्भिः यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धस्तवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा
स्वस्ति स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्धातु ॐ शान्ति 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 हरिः ओम् गन्ति गंध शीतल हेम मंदिर शोभितम निकट गंगा बहुत निर्मल बद्रीनाथ विश्वम्भरम गंगा तरंगरमण जटा कलापम गौरी निरंतर विभूषितुवाम भागम नारायणं प्रियमदांगयहारम वाराणसी पुरपति भज विश्वनाथम श्री व्यास आसनम प्रथम तिलक वशिष्ठ मुनि कीना ओम कंद मंडलाकारं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन गुरवे सर्वलोकेभ्यः विषवे भवरोगिणा निधये सर्वविज्ञानां श्रीमेधा दक्षिणा मूर्तये नमः ओम नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमः प्रेम से बोलो व्यास जी महाराज की जय थैंक यू वेरी मच यू कैन टेक योर सीट ओवर टू विष्णु जी
Thank you, all the members of our wonderful religion, all the pundits, all the learned scholars who have come here to make this event, this momentous occasion in the life of our young and most vibrant Vyas Maharaj ki. So I thank all of you. I ask you to take your seats, and we will be commencing Vyas Puja now. And whilst we are having the Vyas Puja being conducted, I once again want to welcome each and every one of you as we celebrate this occasion, as we enjoy this moment, as we ask Bhagwan for his blessings for our very young and yet very illustrious Vyas Maharaj ji. So again, I thank all of you. For our viewers online, we do thank all of you, devotees of Bhagwan, to take that special moment to be with us as we experience spiritual upliftment. I thank you. I pass you over to the Kirtan group. And before I pass it over, the microphone over to the Kirtan group, I am kindly asking, based on space constraints, if we can all try to, as much as possible, come closer, right? We try to, I don't want you to be crushing yourselves at the same time, but please, let us see how we can make space for others who may want to join us. Thank you very much. Over now to the Kirtan group.
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Jai Shri Krishna. And thanks very much to Prabhudev and members of his group for taking us through those renditions just now. Thank you very much. And at this time, I ask you again, please do stand as we have our opening Arti, and following that, we'll be having our opening prayer. So we are on our way to starting our program. Thank you very much. प्रेम से बोलो व्यास महाराज की जय. प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय. I ask you now to please take your seats. And oh, sorry, can I ask that you stand still, because we do have our opening prayers. My apologies for that. And our opening prayers will be taken by the Chacha of our Vyas Maharaj, and that is none other than Pandit Kilesh Mathura. So I ask him now to lead us in opening prayers.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Shantakaram Bhujagashanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gagana Sadrisham Megavaranam Subha Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Bhirdhyana Gamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokekanātam Vyasaya Vishnurupaya Vyasarupaya Vishnave Namo Ve Brahmanidhaye Vashishtaya Namo Om Namo Bhagavate Tupyam Vasudevaya Dhimahi Pratyumnaya Nirudraya Namaha Sankarshanaya Cha Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Please take your seats. Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Prem se bolo Vyas Maharaj ki jai.
And as we commence our proceedings, now Prabhudev will be presenting our illustrious Vyasji with a precious gift here this evening. So let us experience this moment as well. Respected elders, revered Pundits, devotees of Bhagwan, and also devotees that are joining us online. Once again, on behalf of my loving brother, Shriman Pandit Rudranauth Sharma, and his Dharam Patni, our loving Kamini Sharma, I want to once again welcome all of you to be here with us as we celebrate a very significant milestone in the life of my nephew, who has today been accorded the status of Vyas Maharaj. And it is a proud moment for all of us. Indeed, I'm sure it's a proud moment for in this entire congregation. And when we reflect that our Vyas Maharaj has come from a lineage of Pundits, and when we go back, it is Paraja, his Aja, his Aja Chachboj, who is here, and his Parnana. And if I go on, we will find that they have contributed to this great Dharma of ours more than 250 years of spiritual guidance to us all in this world, across geographies. And to that, as subscribing Hindus, I think we all should be proud of this moment when we have this lineage continuing and knowing that it is in safe and capable hands. Again, I thank all of you for being here, and I'm sure as we would listen to our Vyas Maharaj, we will be in a position of sublimity, and we will be experiencing wonderful joy in our spiritual advancement. And at this time, we'll take 2 bhajans, and then I will bring the next program, next item on the program. So we'll have 1 bhajan, and then after that bhajan, we will be having the loving sister of our dear Vyas Maharaj, and I ask her to be prepared, and she will be bringing us to the moment that we are all looking for. So over now to the Kirtan Mandali as we listen to you, and I believe Sister Joan Rankin is there, and I do ask that Sister grace us with your beautiful voice here this evening at the feet of the Lord. Thank you.
Krishna, 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 Krishna. कोई कहे श्याम रानी, कोई मुरली वाला, कोई कहे श्याम रानी, कोई मुरली वाला, तेरे दम से जग ने जाला।
Thank you very much, Bahenji, for that beautiful rendition there. And before we bring Sakshi on for the next bhajan, I want you to permit me. I know each and every one have made sacrifice for being here with us this evening as we celebrate this occasion. But we've been filled with so many scholars, so many pundits, and I think it is most appropriate that I do recognize the presence of all of these illustrious spiritual leaders, and I may miss some of you. I ask in advance to pardon me and to forgive me. And in no order of sequence, I will now share with you some of those distinct personalities that we have in our midst here this evening. And we have, first of all, my Chacha Pandit Bhoj Sharma. He is the Aja of our Vyas Maharaj, and he is here from Canada with his Dharmapatni, my loving Chachi Tej. We also have Pandit Kailesh Mathura. You heard him in the opening prayers. He is the Chacha of our Vyas Maharaj, and he is from New York. And then the Par-Aja of our Vyas, Pandit Larman Sharma. And may I remind those who may know, and for those of you who don't know, our Par-Aja, he was there at the coronation of Ayush's Aja, as well as the coronation of his dad as well. So, Aja, thank you for being here with us, for sharing this moment with us. We're so proud to have you as part of our lineage. And then we have the Chacha of our Vyas Maharaj, and that is Pandit Satyanand Sharma, who's made the trip all the way from Florida to be here with us. We also have with us Pandit Shyam Basdeo, who is the Chacha of our dear Vyas, and his Dharmapatni has also graced this occasion. So we want to say thank you. They're from New York, and as you can see, I'm just recognizing people who have had to take an aircraft to get into Guyana. Some of you live here, and I say to you, you know, I respect that, we respect that. But I also want to say that we have with us Dr. Pandit Vishal Sharma, and that is none other than my loving brother who's sitting here next to me, and he is the Chacha of our Vyas Maharaj. And we also have my Chacha, and he is Purushottam Shivraj. He is a Sanskrit guru of our dear Vyasji. And I also should remind you that our dearest Vishal is also the Guruji of our Vyas as well. And he is also a scholar. He's got his doctorate from Oxford University, for those of us who know the significance of Oxford University and the importance of going to Oxford University, and is currently doing postgraduate studies as well in doing research. So to Dr. Pandit Vishal, we are so proud of him and his achievements as well. We have in our midst Pandit Surendra Tiwari, and we have Pandit Rajesh, we have Pandit Deo, we have Pandit Parashuram Samru, we've got Pandit Omkar, we've got Pandit Karan, we've got Pandit Sadama, we've got Pandit Danesh, and we've got Pandit Rajan, we've got Pandit Roop Tiwari, and I am sorry if I am missing any of these, but there's so many names that I have written. My handwriting actually went haywire, so I really do apologize if I have in any way. I also understand that we have Pandit Gopi. We also have my dearest Papa, Pandit Chidanand Sharma. He's here with us as well from Canada, and his Dharmapatni as well, and their daughter. They've joined us for this moment. So I want to say thank you all for being here with us and for sharing a moment that we will cherish in our life. And, oh, my apologies. And one of the most significant person that I did fail to recognize is our dearest Swamiji, Swami Bhajananda, and he is from Canada. And we certainly look forward to having you. Yeah. Also in our midst, we have Pandit Ubraj Narayan. We do have Pandit Ravi or Rabindranath Tiwari, so I recognize the presence of both of you as well. And I know that I guarantee you, with all these pundits around, I will. Pandit Navin, I'm seeing him there now. And as I turn around, I will be missing someone. And I do ask your sincere forgiveness for omitting you from this program and not calling your names. And I also know that the Speaker of Parliament, he is here, and that is none other than the Honorable Manzoor Nadir. Mr. Nadir, we do welcome you into our presence, and we thank you for joining us here this evening. So now, having done that, and I hope I did a reasonable job in recognizing everyone, I ask my loving niece, none other than Sakshi, to sing a bhajan as we continue onto a journey that we are all looking forward to. So over now to Sakshi.
Jai Narayani, Jai Jai Durga, Jai Jai Ambe, Namo Namah. Jai Jai Ambe, Namo Namah. Jai Narayani, Jai Jai Durga. Jai
Thank you very much, our dear Sakshi. And for those of you who may have had the privilege of knowing Sakshi's grandfather, that was one of his favorites. I was privileged to have listened to him many, many times, chanting that bhajan. And oh my gosh, it used to be so, so beautiful to listen to him. So you have done your Aja proud, my dear. You've done a fabulous job. And I congratulate you on that. As I said just now, I dare say I will forget some people. And I was reminded that I failed to recognize Mr. and Mrs. Ramdhani of New York, as well as, I think it's Auntie Pramila from New York as well. But most importantly, one person I forgot, who I worked very closely with as this yajna was coming to fruition, none other than our loving and dear Pandit Ayush Sharma. He has been so instrumental in putting together all of the facilities to broadcast this program to our viewers on YouTube and on Facebook. So Avi, I'm sorry, I did not recognize you. I now recognize you. And I'm also reminded that I must recognize Umesh and Dion over there, or Dion over there, right? So I must, and Buddy Sundar, oh yeah, he's right here as well. So, we can continue, we'll be here for the rest of the night. So I will not do that, I will take over back the program. Oh, I was also reminded Prakash Narayan and his dad, Mamulach, who was our chairman of that building that was built right over there. The chairman who gave us vision, the chairman who caused that building to be standing there for us to enjoy all the benefits that are coming out of that. And to him, I also would say that we should give him a round of applause for a wonderful job that he did as chairman of our management committee at that time. So I thank you, and I'm not going to keep you longer because we are awaiting a moment of real pleasure, a moment of joy. And as I reflect, and I think that how special it is, I go back into the pages of Deepak Chopra, and what did he say? He said, material wealth is an essential element in the journey of life, but spiritual wealth is the ultimate goal in the journey of life. My nephew at 19, or Vyas Maharaj at 19, and pardon me for calling him my nephew, and failing to say Vyas Maharaj tonight, but I'm so accustomed to saying my nephew. But when I think about him, he has dedicated his life in spiritual upliftment, making spirituality his ultimate goal. But not only that, he has also brought spirituality into the lives of many of us around here. Through his devotion, through his coming and doing our pujas and that, he is helping us to elevate our own spiritual self. So, in the words of Deepak Chopra, we are all climbing that ladder of spirituality, and eventually we'll be looking at achieving the goal, the ultimate goal. So, I want to say, the moment is a proud moment. The blessing is great. The privilege is mine. As I welcome you all on this spiritual journey over to Vyas Maharaj ki. Vyas Maharaj ki Jai.
प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय। एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो गुरुदेवाय विद्महे परब्रह्माय धीमहि तन्नो गुरु प्रचोदयात्। महाकाल्यै च विद्महे शंशानवासिन्यै धीमहि तन्नो काली प्रचोदयात्। कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्याकुमारी धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गे प्रचोदयात्। कालकालाय विद्महे कालातीताय धीमहि तन्नो कालभैरव प्रचोदयात्। तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात्। देवकीनन्दनाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो कृष्ण प्रचोदयात्। तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ इदमगनिजात वेदसे त्वामग्नि दम्ना प्रिंसिपल श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय। प्रिंसिपल यज्ञ भगवान की जय। नमस्कारः सर्वेभ्यः। प्रथमतः अहं मम पितृभ्यो नमामि। अहं मम पूज्य पितामहान् पितामही मातामहौ च प्रणिपातयामि। मम गुरून् उपचारं करोमि। मम धार्मिकौ प्रियतम मातापितरौ वन्दे। भवत्प्रसादात् श्रवणाच्च मम जीवनं परिपूर्णं भवति। एतेषां सर्वेषाम् अनुग्रहेण अहं मम प्राथमिकयज्ञम् आरम्भयामि। भो आधर्ण्यपूज्य विद्वत्पण्डिताः, अत्यन्तधन्योऽस्मि भवताम् आगमनेन। अन्ये सम्बन्धिनश्च देवशकाश्च मित्राश्च देवभक्ताश्च तथा स्वागतमस्तु। सर्वे जनाः श्रीमहाभारतस्य कथारसामृतं Peyashu. It will be a great dishonor if I do not first give salutations to my Pitras or my ancestors, for it is with their blessings I am able to perform this yajna, and it is my fervent hope that I am able to live up to their legacy and make them proud. My most respected great Aja, Pandit Lalman Sharma, my great Aji, my dearest and most loving Ajas, Pandit Bhoj Sharma and Pandit Chidanand Sharma, who always have words of wisdom and knowledge to share with me. My caring and most loving Aji, who is someone very special to me. She was someone who I hold very dear to my heart, and she was the one who was my first Hindi teacher and someone who has showed me an enormous amount of love and affection. My Aji was also the one who tremendously guided me throughout my spiritual journey. My dearest Nana and Nani, unfortunately my Nana could not have been here today because of unforeseen circumstances, but I ask you for your blessings, Nana. And my Nana and Nani are someone, or some people rather, who showered me with love and affection that is not possible to measure. To my other Ajis, Aji Tej and Aji Radhika, I pay my greatest respect and salutations to you, for it is with your blessings I am able to perform this yajna. I also give homage to my esteemed Guru, who is also my Chacha, Dr. Pandit Vishal Sharma, for it is with his guidance I was able to create the structure of my kathas. To my dearest godmother, Dr. Padmini Sharma, who could not be present with us today, I show my respect and love to you as well. I also see the blessings of my Sanskrit Guru, Guruji Shivraj, for it is with his blessings and teachings I am able to read, translate, and express the Sanskrit language. To my loving and hard-working parents, who are the pillars of my life, I give my humble salutations and love to you, for it is with your extensive sacrifice, encouragement, support, and nurturing I am able to perform this yajna, and for that I thank you with all my heart. And I will forever be indebted to you, Mom and Dad, for your lifelong hard work and determination to give my sister and I a great life, and for always keeping us happy no matter what the situation is. My parents are the reason I'm here today, and I take it as my duty to make them proud and happy in whatever little way I can. They are my earthly gods, and it is my responsibility and it is my dharma to worship them and serve them to my best ability. Initially, we were planning for this event to happen at the 50th birthday of my dad, which was just over 3 years ago, but due to the pandemic, our plans had to be postponed. Nevertheless, I'm thankful for this opportunity to still fulfill my promise and my duty to my parents. I must say I feel very nervous because I know my dad is a perfectionist at everything he does. So Dad, please bless me so that I'll be able to execute my kathas to your expectation and your level. It will be a great sin if I do not mention that my dad also assisted me with the final touches and beautification of my kathas. Dad, your teachings is something that I hold as the most precious gem I possess. And if it wasn't for my mother's determination and strictness, I would have never been able to learn the Sanskrit language, because Mom was the one who forced me into going to Guruji's home to do my classes every single Thursday. She encouraged me to prepare for my lessons and my exam as well. Please, I ask you again to give my parents a round of applause. Mom and Dad, As I'm about to embark on this new phase of my life, I ask for your blessings. To my one and only loving sister, Sakshi, my partner in crime, my number one supporter, and my second mother in the house. I'm also deeply grateful for your encouragement and your support as well. My sister is someone who is always keeping me motivated, keeping me in check, always correcting me, and someone who never hesitates to help me when I need help. Sakshi, thank you for never failing to show me the love and the benefits of having a little sister and a 24/7 CID officer. To my loving Puamit, who is someone that always shows me an extraordinary amount of love and affection, someone who always showers me with the words of wisdom and encouragement that I need. I'm forever grateful to you as well. My dear Puamit is someone who goes miles and miles out of her way to do things for me whenever I ask, no matter what condition she's in. Pua, I ask for your blessings as well. I'm so delighted to see most of my chachas. My dear chacha, Pandit Kilesh Mathura. My other chacha, Pandit Satyanan Sharma. My chacha, Pandit Shambas Deo. My Chachi Vedo. My other chachas, Chacha Dinko, Chacha Vishnu, who is our MC, and whoever else is here, that is my chacha, and I forgot your name, please forgive me. To my dear brother, Pandit Avinash Sharma, with whom I share a very special bond. I cannot describe our relationship. I acknowledge your presence as well. Pandit Avinash knew me, well, since before I was born, but from the day I was born as well. And since then, there was a bond that could not be broken by any force. Brother, I ask for your blessings as well. To the Puja Pandit Gan, names are numerous to mention, but I must mention our senior Pandit, Pandit Ravi. I ask for your blessings, and to the rest of the Pundits, I ask for your blessings as well and your guidance. To all the other distinguished guests, I must acknowledge the presence of Swamiji from Canada, Swami Bhajan, and your presence is much appreciated by myself and the family. I welcome you to this, my very first yagya. To all my family members who traveled from near and far, I see my brother Dion, Dwayne, Pua Patsy, as well as my Pua Doreen and Uncle Ralph from New York. I also see my dear Chacha from Tampa, Chacha Sundar. Thank you for coming and giving me your support as well. I'm also delighted to see my dear Auntie Kavi from Canada. Auntie Kav, your presence is more than appreciated, and I cannot express how happy I am to have you. Not forgetting my God siblings, who have been with me and supported me throughout all of my struggles and difficult times. My brothers, Ryan, Raj, Sachin, Chashri, Sadeo, Jay, Suraj, so many names I cannot even, if I would list them, I would probably be here till tomorrow. But to all my brothers, I thank you for your support and love as well. To all my sisters, Sonia, Baby, Lynn, and all my other sisters, I thank you and I welcome you to this memorable occasion, and I thank you for your help and support as well. I thank you for giving me the encouragement, and I thank you for never failing to show me the benefits of having elder siblings. I also see my friends from school, Pooja, Chirag, Tariq, and whoever else. I see my friend Kim, who is also here. I welcome you, and it is my honor to welcome you to this, my very first yagya. I also am so happy to see my Spanish teacher, Miss Dolly. I don't know where you are, but she's someone who, like my mother, encouraged me to do Spanish as well, and I had to do it for 7 years. But, Ms. Dali, you were a great teacher, and I thank you for your presence as well. It is my fervent hope that I am able to serve and satisfy your soul's craving to know and learn about the teachings of this great epic we have that is entitled the Mahabharata. I ask you now to join with me in verses of prayers as we are about to take a bath in the holy waters of this beautiful scripture that teaches us the way of life, the Mahabharata. The question may arise, why must we pray? Why must we take Bhagwan's name? The answers to this simple yet powerful questions are given to us in this beautiful Sanskrit verse and prayer. The verse says, Narayano nama naro naranam prasiddha chaura katita pravityam अनेक जन्मार्जित पाप संचय हरत्य शेषा स्मरतां सदैव. The meaning of this verse tells us that in this world there's an entity by the name of Narayan, and he's a popular thief. The verse tells us if we call his name, he will answer by stealing all of our sins and all of our problems that we have accumulated from birth after birth. So my dear friends, let us saturate our hearts with pure love as we ask Bhagwan, as we ask Shri Krishna to remove all of our sins, all of our trials, and all of our challenges. I would like to leave with you a very short yet impactful line that gives an explanation as to why we must pray. The line says, prayers act as a spiritual rope which pulls us closer to God. Prayers act as the spiritual rope which pulls us closer to God. Let us now focus our minds on that Supreme Personality who is known by many names. He's known as Govinda, or the protector of this earth. He's known as Madhusudan, the slayer of the mighty and haughty demon Madhu. And he's known as Manmohan, or that form of Sri Krishna that wins the hearts of everyone. Imagine you're at his lotus-like feet, asking him to remove all of your trials and tribulations as we join in prayers. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah. Om Shri Saraswati Namah. Om Shri Shiva Shankaraya Namah. Dum Durgaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Shri Guru Charana Kamlabhabhyo Namah. विनायकाशिकां पातु परमात्मा परात्पर अति सुंदर कायस्तु मस्तकं सुमहोत्कथ सरस्वती महादेवी हंसवाहिनी दाहिनी वीणापुष्ट समायुक्ता विद्यादानं देहो मम काली काले महाकाली कालिकी परमेश्वरी सर्व आनंद करे देवी नारायणी नमोस्तुते देवराज सेव्यमान पावनादि पंकज व्यालयज्ञशून्यमिन्दु शेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादि योगी वृंद बंदिकादि गंबरम काशिकापुराधनाथ कालभैरवं भजे सर्वबाधा प्रशमनं त्रैलोक्यस्य अखिलेश्वरी एवमेव त्वया कार्यम् अस्मद्परिविनाशनम् वन्दे देवोमापतिं सुरगुरुं वन्दे जगत्कारणम् वन्दे पन्नगभूषणं मृगधरम् वन्दे पशूनां पतिम् वन्दे सूर्य शशाङ्कवह्निनयनं वन्दे मुकुन्दप्रियं वन्दे भक्तजनाश्रयं च वरदं वन्दे शिवं शङ्करम्. Since today is the very auspicious day of Shiva Chaturdasi, I think it is appropriate for us to chant just a few lines of a bhajan as we seek the blessings, as we seek the divine blessings of Shiva Bhagwan. Guru Sai Maheshwara Guru Sai Maheshwara Guru Sai Maheshwara प्रशान्ति साई सुन्दरा प्रशान्ति साई सुन्दरा परब्रह्म रूप परात्परा परब्रह्म रूप परात्परा त्रिविक्रमा नारायणा त्रिविक्रमा नारायणा ब्रह्म विष्णु महेश्वरा ब्रह्म विष्णु महेश्वरा गुरु हेश्वरा गुरु साई महेश्वरा गुरु साई महेश्वरा. Let us now meditate on the blue boy of Vrindavan, Bhagwan Shri Krishna. वंशी विभूषित करानव नीरडाबा पीतांबरा अरुणबिंब पलादरोष्टा पूर्णेन्दु सुंदर मुखारविंद नेत्रा कृष्णात् परं किमपि तत्त्वमहं न जाने नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये आदौ पाण्डवधार्तराष्ट्रजननं लक्षाग्रहे दाहनं द्यूतं श्री हरणं वने विहरणं मत्स्यालये वर्तनं लीलागोग्रहणं रणे विहरणं सन्धिक्रियाजुम्भनं पश्चाद्भीष्म सुयोधनादिनिधनम् एतन्महाभारतम् धन्यमाता पिता धन्यो धन्यो वंशं कुलं तथा धन्य च वसुधा देवी गुरुभक्ति श्रद्धुर्लभम्. Before I commence my katha, I invite you now to join with me in a simple bhajan dedicated to Sri Krishna as we ask him to bless this yagya so that it may go smoothly without any disruptions. गिरिधर श्याम गोपाल नटवरला मदन गोपाल गिरिधर श्याम गोपाल गिरिधर श्याम गोपाल गिरिधर श्याम गोपाल मदन गोपाल मधुरा नाथा कृष्ण गोपाल मधुरा नाथा कृष्ण गोपाल हे मधुसूदन मुरली गोपाल हे मधुसूदन मुरली गोपाल यशोदा के बाल नंद गोपाल यशोदा के बाल नंद गोपाल ईश्वरा प्रिय साई गोपाल गिरिधर श्याम गोपाल गिरिधर श्याम गोपाल नटवरला मदन गोपाल मधुरा नाथा कृष्ण गोपाल मधुरा नाथा कृष्ण गोपाल हे मधुसूदन मुरली गोपाल यशोदा के बाल नंद गोपाल यशोदा के बाल नंद गोपाल ईश्वराम प्रिय साई Sai Gopal, Sai Gopal, Sai Gopal, Sai Gopal, Gopal. Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. The Mahabharata teaches the way of life. It is a philosophy of social and ethical relations that gives a speculative thought on human problems that are hard to contradict. But, my dear friends, above all, from the Mahabharata derives the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, a scripture which is a pillar of our Dharma and a scripture which is a pillar of our Hindu religion. In a nutshell, my dear friends, the Mahabharata is the greatest saga which depicts the story of a war between two rival sections of a dynasty. However, it is not just only about war. It is said that in the text that one must know the Mahabharata along with the other 4 Vedas in order to gain the knowledge needed for liberation. Vyasji elaborates on the importance of the Mahabharata in a beautiful Sanskrit verse. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Mathim Anthanama Vidya Yena Samshruti Sagara Jagadvitaya Janito Mahabharata Chandrama We're told, my dear friends, that this moonlike Mahabharata from the ocean of the Vedas was preached for the benefit of the world, which Vyasji himself has churned from the ocean of the Vedas with his intellect. I think it is important for you to know that the Mahabharata is the largest composition of Vyasji with 100,000 verses. Then it is followed by the Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran, then the Brahma Sutra. So devotees, as we embark on this 3-session Mahabharat Yagna, I urge you, I ask you, I encourage you to indulge in the Amrit, to indulge in the nectar of the universal manual to life, known to us as the Mahabharata. As mentioned in the very first verse of the Mahabharata, Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Uriyayet, Uriyayet. In this verse, the Mahabharata is referred to as Jaya. Why is it so? This is because, my dear friends, the Mahabharata is an absolute vivid depiction of the victory held by Dharma or righteousness over Adharma or unrighteousness. It also represents light over darkness and good over evil. This great epic of ours tells us that although evil may be allowed to flourish for some time, its reign will always come to a quick end, because evil carries within itself the seeds of its own destruction. Goswami Tulsidas Ji in Sri Ramcharitramanas gives us confirmation on what happens when dharma or virtues decline. We are told in this beautiful chaupai. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram Jai 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 Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. जब होई धर्म की हानि, जब जब होई धर्म की हानि, बाढ़हि असुर धम अभिमानी। कर ही अनिति जाय नहीं भरनी, कर ही अनिति जाय नहीं भरनी, सिद्ध विप्र धेनु सुर धरनी। Tulsidas Ji says that whenever virtue declines and the vile and haughty demons multiply to demolish dharma, whenever mankind and the earthly region are in trouble, the gracious Lord Himself will manifest in various forms to protect the virtuous and relieve their stress. Bhagavad Gita, in two of its most popular verses, chapter 2, verses 7 and 8, also supports Tulsidas Ji words. We are told in these verses, Govinda Madhava Gopala Keshava Govinda Madhava Gopala Keshava
Govinda Madhava Gopala Keshava Govinda Madhava
Yada yada hi dharmasya Glanir-bhavati bharata Abhyuthanam dharmasya Tadatmanam shrujamyaham
Govinda Madhava Gopala Keshava Govinda Madhava
Paritranaya sadhunam Vinashaya cha dushkrita Dharma samsthapanarthaya Sambhavami yuge yuge Govinda In these verses, Sri Krishna explains to Arjuna that whenever there is a decline in dharma or righteousness and an increase in adharma or unrighteousness, O Arjuna, at that time I manifest myself on earth. Sri Krishna proceeds to tell Arjuna in the very next verse, to protect the righteous, to annihilate the wicked, and to re-establish dharma and the principles of dharma, I appear on this earth, age after age. There's a saying in the Mahabharata which supports having dharma as your foundation and principle of life. It tells us, Yataha Krishnas tato dharmo, yato dharmas tato jaya. These are two connected ideas which says, where there is Sri Krishna, there is dharma. And where there is dharma, there will definitely be victory. There's a beautiful analogy in the Adi Parvan, which is the very first chapter of the Mahabharata. And it compares the structures of both the Kauravas and the Pandavas, which were the two rival sections of the dynasty, to two trees. And it proceeds to tell us what each character of the Mahabharata represents. Let us analyze these Sanskrit verses taken from this great scriptures of ours. Govinda bolo, Hari Gopal bolo, Govinda bolo, Hari Gopal bolo, Govinda bolo, Hari Gopal Radha Raman Hari Govind bolo, Radha Raman Hari Duryodhano Manyumayo Mahadrumaha Skandaha Karnaha Shakuni Tasya Shakaha Dushasana Pushpa Pale Samriddhe Moolam Raja धृतराष्ट्रो मनीषे
गोविन्द बोलो
युधिष्ठिरो धर्ममयो महाद्रुमः स्कन्धोऽर्जुनो भीमसेनोऽस्य शाखाः माद्रीसुतौ पुष्पफले समृद्धे मूलं कृष्ण ब्रह्म च ब्रह्मणाश्च The Adi Parvan gives us two images in these verses. The tree of the Pandavas and the tree of the Kauravas. Vyasji tells us that Yudhishthira, who was the eldest brother of the Pandavas, and his tree was made of Dharma, or righteousness. And Duryodhana, and his tree was made of Adharma, or unrighteousness. In the tree of Dharma, my dear friends, Yudhishthira, Arjuna, and Bhima were considered to be the branches. Nakul and Sahadeva, the other two brothers, were considered as the fruits and the flowers that blossom from that tree. And the root of that tree, my dear friends, was none other than Bhagwan Shri Krishna himself and the Supreme Brahman. In contrary to the tree of Dharma, the tree of Adharma, or unrighteousness, consisted of Duryodhana, who was Manyamaya, or made up of anger. It also had people like Shakurni and Karna, who fueled his anger at the Pandavas and encouraged the war. And they were the branches of this tree. The tree had Dushasana, his brother, who was the fruit and the flower of this adharmic tree. And the root of this tree was Raja Dhritarashtra, who was not only medically blind, my dear friends, but he was also blind to the faults of his son. Dhritarashtra refused to follow the path of Dharma and failed to prevent his son from committing sinful deeds and other aspects of adharma, or unrighteousness. This is something that is very common in today's world. Parents are also blind to the faults and wrongdoing of their children. Some parents would either encourage the wrongful and sinful activities of their children, or some would even be scared to bring the topic up to their children and correct them. This is not right. Chanak Maharaj, in one of his many writings, gives us his opinion on parents who support the wrongdoing of their children. Chanakji writes, and I quote, Jai Madhava Madana Murari Radhe Shama 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 Jai Keshav Kalimala Hari Radhe Shama 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 Jai Madhava Madana Murari Radhe Shama 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 Jai Keshav Kalimala Hari Radhe Shama
Jai
शत्रुपिता वैरी येन बालो न पाठितः न शोभते सभामध्ये हंसमध्ये बको यथा जयमा जय माधव मदन मुरारे राधे श्याम 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 जय केशव परिमल हरे राधे श्याम श्याम
जय माधव मदन मुरारे राधे श्याम श्याम जय केशव परिमल हरे राधे श्याम
जय केशव कलिमल हरे राधे श्याम. Chanakji says that those parents who do not take interest in their children's education, who do not provide them with good guidance in life, they are verily the enemies of their children. Remember, dear devotees, that an uneducated man among the ones who are educated looks as unpleasant as a crow amongst the swans. To all the parents in this congregation, I urge you to not ignore the faults of your children like King Dhritarashtra did. Instead, have a talk with them and give them words of wisdom. Guide them to the right path and show them the way of a dharmic life. And to all my fellow youths, let us try our best to be more involved in dharmic activities. Observe the dharmic way of life, and it will surely guide you to success, happiness, and prosperity. On the topic of dharma, Swami Tejo Mayananda says that life is a game, and every game is governed by rules. However, the set of rules by which the game of life is played is called Dharma. Let us take, for instance, if we do not follow the rules of the road when we are driving, an accident is likely to occur. Isn't that so? Similarly, if the rules of Dharma are obeyed, one will enjoy a healthy and a prosperous lifestyle. However, if you choose to cheat the game of life and follow the wrong path of adharma or unrighteousness, like Duryodhan, who possessed many negative traits such as pride, greed, and anger, such attributes, dear devotees, can be detrimental to one's life. The question may arise, what exactly is Dharma? What is Dharma? Vyas in Mahabharata tells us in a very beautiful Sanskrit verse, what is Dharma? Govinda Gopala Murali Manohar Nandalala Govinda Gopala Murali Manohar Nandalala Shruyataṁ dharma sarvasyam Shrutva chaiva dharyatam Atmanah pratikulani Parishama samachare Vyasji says, what is good for yourself? What is not good for yourself, rather, you must not want it for others. And what is good for you is what you do for others. And that, my dear friends, is Dharma. Now that we know what the principle of Dharma is, which Yudhishthira and his brothers represent, let us now look at what Duryodhan, who was the embodiment of adharma or unrighteousness, and his companions represent. Let me remind you that now we're looking at the tree of Duryodhana, and the tree, what he represents. The verse that I chanted earlier clearly told us that Duryodhan was Manyumaya, or made up of anger. Can you repeat this after me? Manyu Maya. Manyu Maya. It means someone who is made up or made of anger. Duryodhan, my dear friends, is clearly described as the epitome of anger. Anger is what he is made of, and anger is what all of his decisions are made by. I specifically chose to speak about this topic because anger is something that each and every one of us possess, and it is something that we need to address before it causes any damage that cannot be rectified. Let us analyze what is anger and how it can affect our livelihood and the people around us. And let me use Ramayana to enhance this point. Tulsidas ji in Aranyakand of Sri Ram Charitramanas tells us in a doha, तातति नियति प्रबल कल काम क्रोध अरुलो मुनि विज्ञान भाव मना कर निमिष मुझो श्री राम जय जय राम Shri Ram Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Tulsidas ji says that there are three evils most formidable of all: kama or lust, krodh or anger, and lobh or greed. In an instant, they agitate the souls of even the greatest sages who are the holders and receptacles of knowledge. Tulsidas ji is of the view that anger is one of the main forces which prevents us from thinking right, making proper and sensible decisions, and it clouds our mind with wrong thoughts. Sri Krishna also explains to Arjuna about the effects of anger in chapter 16, verse 21 of Bhagavad Gita. And what does he say to Arjuna? We are told in these verses, Hey Krishna Govinda Hare Murari श्रीविदं नरकेश्यदम् द्वारं नाशनमात्मनः कामः क्रोधस्तथा लोभस्तस्मादेतत्त्रयं त्यजेत् हे कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा. Shri Krishna says, O Arjuna, there are 3 gates leading to the hell of self-destruction for the soul. The 3 gates are lust, anger, and greed. Therefore, one should abandon all 3. An episode taken from the Mahabharata comes to mind, which displays the type of anger and mindset Duryodhan possessed, and it also depicts the humility and selflessness of the great Dharmaraj Yudhishthira. It defines for us the qualities of Yudhishthira, who was the embodiment of Dharma, and it also describes the quality of Duryodhan, who was the embodiment of Adharma. On one occasion, my dear friends, while the Pandavas and the Kauravas were taking in knowledge at the ashram of their guru, the great Guru Dronacharya, a specific task was given to both Yudhishthira and Duryodhan. Duryodhan was asked by Guru Dronacharya to search the world to find a person who is of good nature, who practices virtuous conduct, and he was instructed to return to the ashram with that individual. Yudhishthira, on the other hand, was tasked to search the world with the goal of finding a person who was filled with negative traits and one who only practiced adharma or unrighteousness, after which he was also instructed to return to the ashram. Duryodhan took leave of the ashram and Guru Dronacharya to commence his quest. And after some time, he returned to the ashram alone with complete disgust on his face, and expressed to Guru Dronacharya that the entire world was filled with scoundrels, cheats, and people who were filled with anger and pride. He then proceeded to say in a very fierce and aggressive manner that he himself was the only person in this world with the most virtue. After many days of searching, Yudhishthira returned to the ashram, where he expressed his inability to locate a single bad person anywhere in this world. All he saw was people of good conduct, virtue, and piety. Yudhishthira, in fact, with great humility and respect, expressed to Guru Dronacharya that he himself was the only individual in this world with the most sin. All of the students in the ashram were puzzled with the results of this task. They asked Guru Dronacharya how Duryodhan was unable to find a single good person and how Yudhishthira was unable to find a single bad person. It makes no sense. Guru Dronacharya beautifully responded to his students by saying, "What we are internally is what we see in the world." Duryodhan was filled with anger and selfishness. Therefore, that was all he was able to see in the world, which made him unable to find a single good person in the world. Yudhishthira, on the other hand, is filled with piety, humility, and peace. Therefore, that was all he was able to see in the world, and that made it impossible for him to find a single bad person in the world. What matters is our perspective of the world. If all we see is good, we will be able to see the light even in the darkest corner of a cave. And if all we see is bad, then we will never be able to find that light which will take us to the end of this dangerous tunnel known to us as life. The main lesson I would like for you to take home from this astounding episode of the Mahabharata is that the world is like a mirror. What you are on the inside is what you see on the outside. If we reform ourselves on the inside, our views of others will automatically be reformed. Let us all take a page of advice from the qualities that Yudhishthira possessed. Let us be compassionate with one another. We must not be like Duryodhana. In conclusion, the Mahabharata gives us two models for our lives. One based on Dharma and one based on Adharma. We must model our tree of life on Yudhishthira's tree, which is made of Dharma and has none other than Sri Krishna as its root, and not like Duryodhan, which has Manyu or anger as its root. Allow me to leave with you a very short dialogue between a young boy and an old man. The young boy asked the old man, "Tell me, sir, in which field could I make a great career?" The wise man, with a smile on his face, said, "Be a good human being. There's a lot of opportunity in this area, but very little competition." This is my humble message for you tonight, and I hope and pray that I satisfied your minds and souls with my very first presentation. And if I would have offended anyone during my presentation, I seek your forgiveness. Before we join in my closing bhajan, permit me to extend special thanks to my Chacha Pandit Kilesh from New York for coming. He will not be here for the rest of this yagya, but I want you to know, Chacho, that your presence for this one day is really appreciated by our entire family, and I want to wish you a safe trip back home. I must say that today is indeed a very happy but also a very sad day, because today marks the 79th birth anniversary of my dear Aja, the late, great, and the most respected Pandit Gaukaran Sharma. My late Aja was described by many to be the light of their lives. He was always joyous and filled with energy even during the worst times. He was a man of impeccable character, and is the perfect example of the Sanskrit proverb Shilam Param Bhushanam, which means character is the best ornament for man. Guruji, you remember it, right? He was also said to be very charismatic, and with that luminous spark of charisma, he captivated the hearts of thousands of individuals around the world. My dear Aja was not only a Pandit, but he also held many senior ministerial positions in the government of Guyana. And despite his tremendously busy schedule as a minister, he invested a great amount of his time to spread the teachings of Sri Satya Sanatan Vedic Dharma in Guyana and many other countries across the globe. And I can safely say he served with distinction. A beautiful Sanskrit verse comes to mind when I think of my loving Aja. The verse says, Shaile Shaile Namarnikyam Mautikam na gaje gaje Sadhavo nahi sarvatra Chandanam na vane vane. The meaning of this verse tells us that rubies are not found on every mountain. Pearls are not found on the head of every elephant. And the sandalwood tree is not found in every forest. Similarly, good people are not found everywhere. I'm sure many can agree with me when I say that my Aja was a true gem to the world. Unfortunately, I was not blessed with the honor of meeting my dear Aja because he died at the very tender and early age of 50. But after listening to so many of his stories of his life, I felt as though we were best friends. I feel that he is always present wherever I go, and I know for a fact that he is continuously looking out for our family, and just the mere thought of him gives us an indescribable sensation of warmth and comfort. I look up to my late Aja as not only a Pitra or an ancestor, I look up to him as my God. As we celebrate his birth anniversary, I most humbly request you to join with me in this beautiful and meaningful bhajan that was popularized by my late Aja and was one of his personal favorites. I think it is important for you to know that 39 years ago, my dear Aja opened this very Mandir, the Radha Krishna Mandir, with this bhajan. I also would like to mention that the music for this bhajan was composed by my very talented Chacha Pandit Sham Basdeo, who was also very close to my dear Aja. Chacha, I know I'm not a very seasoned singer, but I hope I do justice to this music of yours. And to my Aja, wherever you are, this is my humble gift to you for your birthday. This bhajan illustrates the episode which took place when Sri Krishna was leaving his village of Gokul to go to Mathura. The gopis and gopis were extremely sad because they never wanted Sri Krishna to leave them. I'm sure when it was my Aja's time to leave this world, family members as well as his near and dear ones were also drowning in grief and sorrow. I must say that I consider myself very unfortunate to not have my Aja present with us today. But Aja Gao, I know you're looking over me. I know you're looking at me right now, and I hope that I made you proud. I must mention that today is not only his birthday, but it also is Shiva Chaturdasi. And my Aja died on the day of Shiva Chaturdasi, and it was also a Friday, just like today, August 5th, 1994. Friday, August 5th, 1994. I ask you now to join with me in this bhajan as we ask Bhagwan Krishna to continue to bless his Atma with eternal peace and happiness. Together we sing Tum Jaye Base Mohan Mathur Gokul Kabhavonge. Mor mukut pitambar mala gal pehra जमुना तट पर ग्वालन के संग धेनु चराओगे। तुम जाए बसे मोहन मथुर गोकुल कब आओगे। तुम जाए बसे मोहन मथुर गोकुल कब आओगे। मोर पीतांबर माला गल पहराओगे। जमुना तट पर ग्वालन के संग धेनु चराओगे। मीठी धुन से श्याम मनोहर बेन बजाओगे। वृंदावन के कुंज गलिन में रास रचाओगे। तुम जाए बसे मोहन मथुर गोकुल कब आओगे। चिन चिन सखियन से दही माखन ले कब खाओगे। राधा प्यारे सोच करे मन पीड़ मिल जाओगे। अखियाँ तरस रही दर्शन को कब दिखलाओगे। ब्रह्मानंद हमारे मन की आस पुराओगे। तुम जाए बसे मोहन मथुर गोकुल कब आओगे। मथुर गोकुल कब आओगे। मथुर गोकुल कब आओगे। प्रेम से श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय। थैंक यू।
Prem se bolo Vyas Maharaj ki jai. Let's give him a standing ovation. A job fabulously done. He took us down that pathway of glory, that pathway of spiritual upliftment. Again, Prem se bolo Vyas Maharaj ki jai. Thank you very much for being such a wonderful audience. To our viewers who are online, I thank you for staying with us and enjoying this particular session of our yajna. And I ask all of you, please do sit, sorry. And because we have a few more items for tonight, and I will try to wrap it up as quickly as we can so that we can, try to stick to our 9:30 timeline. We may be able to probably go a little bit further than that, but again, I want to, on behalf of all the Pundits and all the audience here, to say what a wonderful job our Vyas Maharaj has done tonight. It is unbelievable, the way you presented your katha and the way you encouraged not only the young ones, but the adults as well, so that they can all play really meaningful roles in their life. We thank you for reminding us all what is our purpose in life. I thank you very much. And at this time, Swami Bhajananda from Canada, he is here with us, and he, most deserving manner, he will be giving his blessings to our Vyas Maharaj. Over now to Swami Bhajananji.
Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanduramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Mande Jagat Gurum. Om Shri Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Pandit Ayush Ji, for the very first session, for the very first yagna, you have everything of your aja in you. Your voice, your methodology, and everything. We pray that you will inspire many other young Pandits like yourself to maintain the Dharma, the Sanatan Hindu Vedic Dharma. I have here a presentation for you. Can you come in front and hold it? A plaque from the Bharat Sevashram Sangha Canada, Inc. And we say in this plaque, Saraswati Mata's blessings to Pandit Ayush Sharma, son of Pandit Rudra Sharma and Shrimati Kamini Sharma, on the holy occasion of your ascension to being initiated as Vyas at your first yagna of Mahabharata Katha. Yagnas are thread that we weave together the fabric of our lives to connect to the divine. And exactly this is what you did tonight. Beautiful indeed. I am delighted in wishing you a wonderful and blissful journey, being Vyas of an illustrious Brahmin ancestors. Presented on this day, June 16, 2023, Senior Monk Bharat Sevashram Sangha Swami Bhajanananda. Pandit Kirtan Sharma, come with me please. I used to go to your Aja's place of work in Fogarty's when he was working there. And when he was at the Parliament buildings, your Aj and myself had a great brotherly relationship. And even when was working in the Indian High Commission. I used to go there and meet with him. Join with me in making this presentation to Pandit Ayush. Pandit Bhoj, 1 minute please, join me again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Swamiji, for that presentation. I'm sure for our Vyas Maharaj, that will be a presentation of cherished memory for a lifetime. And I know that Pandit Sham Basdev was here in order to reminisce on the glories of our dearest Ayush's and Vyas Maharaj, his Aja. I asked Pandit Sham Basdev to lead us in bhajan, because the two of you were an unbeatable combination in the years that you were together here in Guyana. So over now to Sham Basdev ji, and after that we'll have a few more speakers. I promise you I'll try to wrap it up as quickly as I can, and I'll ask the speakers of themselves to try to oblige us by holding to about 2 minutes each. Thank you very much, and over now to Sham.
प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय. I want personally, on behalf of myself and Chachi ji, we want to congratulate you for doing such a magnificent and excellent job tonight. Hearing you for the first time, I know you are going to be a very, very great Vyas in the future to come. And I want to say now, myself and Sato, we were saying that now we have to support you more than that now. So I want to sing one of the favorite songs of my godfather. Whenever we go to Yajna, he always tells me to sing this song. And it's a song that he loves in Ragdesha. Sare ma pa ni sa re sa ni da pa pa dha ma ga re ni sa. Kabira जब हम पैदा हुए जग हंसे हम रोए ऐसी करनी कर चलो हम हंसे जग रोए. चदरिया चदरिया झीली रे झीली
Thank you very much, Panditji, for that beautiful, beautiful rendition there. We surely all appreciated that. And now, as I had mentioned earlier, is that Para-Aja Pandit Lalman was there when Ayush's grandfather was initiated. He was there when Rudra was initiated. Tonight, he has joined us as our dear Vyas has been initiated. And I think it is most appropriate for me to ask for his Ashirwad here for our Vyasji. So over now to Para-Aja Pandit Lalman.
Pundits, devotees of God, ladies and gentlemen. When Vyas was reading, he run my mind and my eldest brother, his great-grandfather, Pandit Ayush Sharma. His first yag as a Pandit was when he was around 17 years in plantation Breslos. And what I observe on Vyasji, he inherit the voice that the Sharma is having. He did inherit that voice. He has a beautiful voice. And with Saraswati, I wish him that in his advanced age, he will be able to read hundreds of yag in Guyana, Canada, and United States. Because his great-grandfather, my beloved brother, Ayush Sharma, was one of the best to read Bhagavad Puran and had a voice that no other Pandit had. His great Nana, Pandit Shankar Prasad, was a wonderful Pandit also. He was a famous man in reading Yagya in Guyana, Suriname, and different countries. So I know this young great-grandson had inherited the Sharma's family. We were 5 brothers, and I hope that the blessing will. He having a father also, Pandit Rudranauth, who is a wonderful one. He is reigning just like his father, Gaukar Sharma. So it's a blessing in the Sharma's family. Been doing their duty because my father was a Brahmin who came from Uttar Pradesh, India. And he blessed my brother when he read the first yag. He said, you will read thousands of yag in this world before you pass away. And I know he had done that. Pandit Ayush Sharma. I sat down and remember my loving brother. Then Bhoj had done the same. Gaukran would have done, but he had passed away before he could have completed 100 yajna. So God want him that side and a better place, and I do hope that his soul will enjoy the heavenly region. Om Mangala Bhavala Amangala Hari Drava Sudasarata Ajara Bihari Ajara Bihari Rama Ajara Bihari Drava Sudasarata Ajara Bihari Shri Ram Jai Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Ram Sita Rama Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sita Ram Patita Pavana Sita Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu Mangalam Garudaധ്വജ Mangala Pundrikaksh Mangalaya Tanu Hari. May God bless you, Vyasji, and you may be able to do a wonderful job for our Sanatana Dharma. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Aja, for those words of blessings for our Vyas Maharaj. And at this time, I think it's most fitting that his guru, his Sanskrit guru, does offer his blessings as well, because getting the blessings from your guru, your mother, your father, is the hallmark of our religion. So over now to Vyas Maharaj.
First of all, a short prarthana. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. But that little prarthana is saying, may all be happy. May all free from suffering, free from disease. May all see that which is good. Remember, Panditji mentioned Yudhishthira. He only see the good in others. That is what we must inculcate. Take a lesson from the lesson that was given there and put it into practice. And also, the parents to teach when he said to him, Mata Shatru Pita Bhairi. All these are very good. A mother can be like enemies, and your father can be enemies if they don't teach you the right thing. Huh? You're going to be like an owl among swans. Huh? He taught you all of this. And that was also in the Sanskrit book too. Shilam Param Bhushanam is there too. The other one he quoted was also there. And I must say, his parents and the mother, Kamini, showed a lot of interest in his knowledge. As he said, every Thursday she used to bring him at my home. Now, I must say that he has done exceptionally well. He did 2 levels of the exam, the Balabodha and the Prarambha, and he passed both of them with distinction. Right? Both of them. While he was studying for his CXC exam, he studied that, and he passed with distinction. I want to mention to him that because of the pandemic that was going on, we had stopped doing Sanskrit exams for a while. But from now, it's going to be resumed. So that if you want to go further, I'm there again. Feel free to contact me. Right? And I must say that he has learned a lot from their elders, this whole family. Every one of them, as many had spoken before, every one of them is an example that was set for all to follow. The Aji, he always tell me how, when he goes abroad, the Aji just help him too. So I know you shouldn't say too much now, but I must say congratulations, and may you teach many, many more like this you have done tonight. I mean, this Mahabharata, I've given you one, but you have taught from another book, which I didn't give you. You have done exceptionally. And what he has done was to give you what Ramayana said, what the Mahabharata said, what the Bhagavad Gita said. He compared and contrasted, and it was very, very, very good. Well done. Keep the good work.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Chacha, for your blessings to your student. And I now think it is also fitting that I ask Mausa Chidanand, Pandit Chidanand Sharma, for him to offer his blessings to or Vyas Maharaj as well. Over now to Pandit Chidanand.
प्रेम से बोलो गणेश बाबा की जय। ओम श्री वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। या कुन्देन्द्र तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रामृता या वीणा वरदन्नमण्डितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना। सरस्वती महाभागे विद्यां कमललोचने विद्यां रूपे विशालाक्षी विद्यां देहि नमस्ते। सर्वशक्ति महामाय ज्ञान स्वरूपिणी नवदुर्गे जगत माता प्राण नमामि बंदो गुरुपद पदम परागा सुरुचि सुवास बंदो गुरुपद पदम परागा सुरुचि सुवास रघुपति राघव पतित पावन सीता। रघुपति राघव राजा पतित पावन सीता। आमी अमूल चूरण चारो आमी चूरण चारो समन सकल भव ब्रज परिवार। रघुपति राघव राजा पतित पावन सीता। Vyasji, you have made all your great-grandparents that passed away very, very proud. The late Ayush Sharma, God bless his Atma, your Nana, your father. And you know what? I remember it was 75. We were going to Guyana. And when we were at the airport, Kavita was a little baby then. Your father had her in his hands. And he mentioned a few words to me. He said, "My Chid, you know, my son Rudra, very small, and I'm not doing well physically, but I don't know what, would he be able to carry on?" And I told him, I said, "Go, don't worry. Rudra will surprise the whole world." And he did surprise the whole world. And you today, your performance, surprise all the Pundits, but they shouldn't be surprised because you know the fruit is known. If you're a guava, you're going to give guava. So you come from that. Anyway, I don't want to be too long, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And the chacha of our dear Ayush, he will be leaving us tomorrow, going back to New York. And I think it is also most fitting for me to ask him to offer his blessings. And now I ask none other than Pandit Kailash to come and offer his blessings. And at the same time, let me take the opportunity to recognize Pandit Harish Tiwari. He is here. And I will ask Pandit Ravi and Pandit Harish to come and offer their blessings, and then that would basically be wrapping us up for the evening. We'll be going into Arti after that, and so just so that you're aware, that is the rest of the program. I thank you very much. Hulan, now for Panditji.
Thank you very much. I think if I say I'm not going to leave, will I get to speak tomorrow night? I know the rule is I have to speak in camera, but tonight I speak to my son as a Vyas for the first time. Words cannot express how proud I am of you. For the first time you're sitting here in a Vyas, and for the first time as a Pandit, I am in Mandir. As my brother said earlier today, there's lots of lineage and lots of generation which I am part of. I want to encourage you to continue your studies and continue to follow the path of Dharma. There are many paths that one can take to gain knowledge. I also want to commend you on your selection of a competent guru. I will not recite the shlokas from Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 to you, but I just want to say how proud I am of you and to continue, and you know you'll always have my blessings. Thank you so much. It's been an honor and privilege to be here to witness this happy, joyous, and memorial event. And I do hope, on behalf of the family, that you do come out tomorrow and Sunday as Ayush will be presenting once again. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.
Thank you very much, Pandit Kailash, and beautiful blessings. And now we'll have Pandit Ravi, and as he is making his way here, let me recognize Auntie Jean, who is all the way from Orlando as well. I want to say thank you for being here and for celebrating this occasion with us. So over now to Pandit Rudranauth Tiwari.
Om Satyavratam Satyaparam Trisatya Satasya Yoni Nihicam Tasatya Satasya Satyamrita Satya Netram Satya Atmakam Tvam Sharanam Prapadhe Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. First thing I would like to say, thank you very much, Vyasji. I don't know how to put it, but it's like a batsman making a double century on his debut. I have been traversing quite a lot. And I have heard many Pundits on their first occasion. Ayushji, Vyasji, you're the best I have heard. I have a routine every day. I go to work, I play some golf, I go in the garden, and I look at half an hour Mahabharata every night. And when I saw the invitation, Mahabharat Yagna, if you want to challenge it, the word that is pronounced most in the Mahabharata is Ayush. Ayush Man Bhava. The word, every episode, you will have about 100 of that. And when I saw Ayush and Mahabharat, I said, my God, why is it they had to choose this Yagna, Mahabharata Yagna? And again, I want to say the word that is pronounced the most in B.R. Chopra and Anand Baksha lyrics is Ayush. And Ayush, I'm proud of you. I know that their father, your grandfather, both sides I knew them as a little boy growing up. I know your chacha very well, Aja very well, Dad very well. But above all, I want to rever Kamini. What tears came to my eyes. Hardly there will be much Kamini who will inspire their children to do what you would have done. What both sides, grandparents and parents, would have left as a legacy, all of us would have inherited, but you need someone to inspire. And undoubtedly, today I rever you, because not only for Ayush, you have done it for the rest, all of us and the world over. I'm very, very, very proud of you. I can't say how much I have in my heart to say my regard, my respect, my love for you. You have done extremely well. And Ayush ji, I would like you to strengthen that relationship with your mom and your Guruji so that you will make all of us proud. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much, Panditji. And just one word of correction, it is not Pandit Rabindranath Tiwari, it's Pandit Rabindranath Prasad. And that's because his cousin here is Pandit Harish Tiwari. I assume that the people who booked their names got it wrong somehow. So I open out to Pandit Harish Tiwari.
Om Naguroradhikam Tattva Naguroradhikam Tapaha Tattvajnanat Param Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Virvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. And indeed, like everybody else you would have heard, I'm indeed so very happy and proud to see Ayush doing so remarkably well. I have this knack for seeing young people doing good things and the right things, and tonight we were feasted to this wonderful presentation. I congratulate the parents. Had it not been for their vigor, enthusiasm, and direction, you know, we may not have been able to witness what we are here today. Our young Vyas has done remarkably well. I hope you're listening to his language. He's a young scholar, and he bodes well for this community, this society, this nation, and I'm sure further fields in time to come. I wish him all the best, not only as he pursue sacred knowledge, but at the same time secular knowledge. He's pursuing his further academic pursuits hand in hand with his spiritual pursuits, and this combination is magnificent. He's a very loving and a very wonderful person. Those of you who would have met him, very special young man, and I do wish him all the best. I know he will make us proud. I hope and pray that many young people around us will take inspiration from this. The last month we witnessed another young lad who may have been just about a year or 2 years older than him, who would have taken to Vyas, and you know, this augurs well for our nation. And I do hope and pray that others can be inspired and take this it's a very terrible position to take as a leader in community. And I'm sure with the great lineage he himself has come from, That will be wonderful inspiration. Your grandfather was my father's very good friend. Your great-grandfather was our great-grandfather's friend. Yes, you say Pandit Tiwari, but unfortunately, Baba, let me tell you what happened. You see, when many of us, when we were born in those days, the father's name was never noted. And so we would have taken our surname was never taken. So Pandit Ravi Tiwari, he's right, nevertheless. But the point is, we shared a great legacy of great Pundits in the past, and it is our duty to ensure that that line, that thread is never broken. You have enormous weight placed on your shoulders. I'm sure you have enough to inspire you to go forward. We look forward to much more of you in, around Georgetown and many parts of this world. May Mata Saraswati continue to bless you abundantly, inspire you to be a great, wonderful person. I see this is happening. I see. Thank you, Panditji. You have done a great job. Bayanji, wonderful. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Panditji, and really warm words of congratulations to our Vyas Maharaj. And now we will be going into Arti to close off tonight's session. I am sure that each and every one of us is leaving here this evening. We are all spiritually uplifted. We are all more knowledgeable, not only about our scriptures, but in the practical teachings of life, where parents need to recognize when their children are not doing well, to talk to them and let them know that they're not doing the right things. Where children see that their parents are doing things that are not right. It's dharma adharma, as our Vyas Maharaj said. So I ask you all to stand. And for those of you musicians and pundits who are not able to present tonight, I thank you for understanding. And tomorrow evening, we will certainly look to have you on board. Thank you very much, and Arti.
भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि पापियों को पाप से भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गोविंद गोपाल राधे राधे
कपितजटाधरं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। श्रीबा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देव महेश्वर साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रीमत्सद्गुरु महाराज की जय, व्यास महाराज की जय, श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय, कन्हैयालाल की जय।
Thank you very much, Pandit Satyanand Sharma, leading us in closing prayers there. And again, I want on behalf of my brother, Pandit Rudranauth Sharma, and his Dharmapatni, Shrimati Kamini Sharma, for having all of you present here with us this evening as we celebrate a lifetime experience. And to our Vyas Maharaj, we thank him for the knowledge that he has expounded with us. Tomorrow evening we start at 6:30 again, and we do certainly look forward to having all of you join us. I'm sure the river of knowledge will be flowing tomorrow evening as well, right? And the beautiful roses from our scriptures will be given to us by our Vyas Maharaj. So we look forward to having all of you here to support us tomorrow and also on Sunday. We start at 6:30. I thank you for being a wonderful audience, and God bless all of you. Let us have Bhajan once as you've had a chance to do, the Arti is going around now. So I thank you again. Jai Sitaram. And we'll have some Kirtan going whilst the Arti is passing around, and then we'll close for the evening.
Swagatam Krishna Sharanagatam Krishna Swagatam Krishna Sharanagatam Krishna Swagatam Suswagatam Sharanagatam Krishna Swagatam Suswagatam Sharanagatam Krishna Swagatam Krishna Sharanagatam Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Umesh, as you want me to do, come out now.